So with Reinier de Ridder facing off against Robert Whittaker this weekend and Dricus du Plessis taking on Khamzat Chimaev, you see that the styles that they have are not conventional in the sort of ways that we think they are, right? We see them fighting and we're like, how are they top 15? How are these people in the rankings? How do these people have success in the UFC at the highest level? So this is the video that we're making today. We're doing the top 10 goofy ass fighting styles in the UFC. Who looks the dumbest and has success in the octagon? So I, Ponius Dive, will be breaking down the top 10 goofy goober styles in the UFC. If you like the video, like, subscribe, do all that YouTube shit. And thank you guys so much for 8,000 subscribers. It means so much to me. Let's get straight into this. Starting with number 10 on this list, I got Sean Woodson. Now, Sean Woodson literally looks like an Area 51 experiment, alright? This guy looks like he came from Mars. He's like, do not hear me. I am a human. I am human. I am here. I come in peace. You know, Sean Woodson looks like a goofy goober already, right? But then you watch him fight and you're just like, how did this guy get to the top 15? Because he just uses his height and his length, and he's at 135er or 145er. He's the biggest 145er on the roster by far. He just lost to Dan Ige, right? But before he lost to Ige, he was literally just messing people up with his style. And he looked like his striking is so weird looking, like unorthodox, just like winging punches. He has nice boxing, but like when he throws a kick, you just look at him throwing a kick and you're just like, how does that work? How did you just land that? You know, how did you not get countered? You look at Sean Woodson, he's like Slender Man, you know? He's built like Slender Man, and for that reason, I gotta put him at number 10 on the list. Number 9 on this list, we got Brendan All In Allen. I hope you guys can understand why I picked Marvin Vettori to beat Brendan Allen. Even though Brendan Allen whooped Marvin Vettori, this guy has some of the worst fight IQ out there in the UFC, and it leaves you wondering how he's still in the top 10 at middleweight. You know, like, he has really, really good striking, and he has really, really great grappling. Like, he probably has one of the best rear naked chokes in the UFC, right? But his decision making in his fights is why I gotta put him on this list, because in the Marvin Vettori fight, for example, he took Marvin Vettori down with ease in the first round, held him down there, beat him up on the ground, and he never did that again once for the entire fight. He never shot another takedown and ended up making it a pretty close fight on the feet. He still won, but he had such a big success against Vettori in that fight in the first round. Why didn't he go back to it again, you know? And then in the Nasruddin Imavov fight, he takes Nasruddin down the first round easily, beats him up there, right? Then he starts fucking up Nasruddin on the feet, and he tries to go back to the grappling, even though Nasruddin clearly got taken down because it was unexpected. It was the beginning of the round. He just keeps taking the fights to the wrong realm, and he just looks dumb as fuck when he's doing it. So for that reason, I gotta put Brendan Allen on this list. Yeah, he has a lot of technical ability. Like, his striking looks good when he throws it, but his decision making is why you gotta put him on here, right? Number 8 on this list, we got Patchy Mix. Now listen, I originally wasn't going to put Patchy Mix. I was going to put someone like Derek Lewis, or like, I don't know. I was going to put someone else on this list originally. But then I remember that this guy is one of the greatest Bellator fighters of all time, and he hadn't lost in 10 years. And we watch his fight, like his striking style, and this guy is like the most stiff human being we've ever seen. He literally looks like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. He looks like the Statue of Liberty out there fighting, bro. And he's stiff as a board out there. Literally just like, how did he get away with this style for so long and not get chinned at least once? You know, he got completely dominated by Mario Batista in his debut. I wish him well. The style that Patchy Mix implements into his fights is just confusing how he's been this good. Like, I just don't understand how Patchy Mix has made it this far in MMA. And he literally just moves around like a bot, you know? And I don't know. I just had to put Patchy Mix on this list because his last performance was disgusting and his style looked so bad while he was doing it. But yeah, man, number 8, Patchy Mix. Number 7 on this list. Now listen, If we did this list a couple of years ago, Johnny Walker would probably be number 1 on the list. Now, this guy, I want you to close your eyes and just imagine Johnny Walker doing anything. Is it not the goofiest shit you can imagine? Like, throwing flying knees, throwing weird, like, you know, like hooks to the ground, like, just like pretending to be hurt, disco dancing in the octagon. Johnny Walker, he's a goofy ass dude, bro. And yeah, he's just a funny guy too. Outside the octagon, he's hilarious, but his style seems to be figured out. He's been chinned in his last couple of fights. He just got chinned by Oezdemir in his last one. I've been saying this guy needs to move up to heavyweight for a while because I think his speed and his power would translate well to heavyweight. And he could style on some of these blobs, you know, especially the lower ranked blobs. But yeah, I just think that Johnny, like, he has no chin either. You know, he gets hit. When he gets knocked out, that's the most goofy thing about him. When this guy gets knocked out, it's in the most hilarious fashion every single time. There's no calm knock. There's no getting hit and then getting finished off with a couple shots for Johnny Walker. There's no getting finished with attrition. This guy gets knocked out. Just think of the Jamal Hill knockout where he just like threw his hands back, hit the cage. Number 7 on this list, I got Johnny Walker. Number 6 on this list, I got Yair Rodriguez. Now, I'm not one of these people that thinks Yair Rodriguez is complete dog shit, all right? Now, I just think that Ortega is underrated, and I do think that Yair is a bit overrated and gets a lot of hate because he got that title shot against Josh Emmett. You know, that was pretty bad, right? But I'm not one of these people that thinks that Yair Rodriguez is just complete dog shit, right? But you watch this guy's fighting style, and it's crazy. And it's kind of goofy to watch at the same time because every time he throws something, it's a different strike. You know, like he'll throw a leg kick unorthodox. He'll throw like a leg kick behind himself. He'll be throwing up elbows. He'll be throwing hook kicks, scissor kicks. He'll be throwing just like the complete most random BS you could ever throw. You know, he just throws the dumbest stuff. It's not dumb because he makes it work, but dumb in the way that, like, bro, just throw a jab. Just throw a 1-2. Just throw a body kick. You don't have to be spinning around, just like throwing hammer fists while they're like in striking range with each other. You know, we just saw Pitbull prove himself to be worthy of the top 15, right? I just think he has such a goofy style because the way he throws it. Cologne. What did you say? No, Cologne. Yeah, I just think that Yair Rodriguez, he has like a crazy style, and yeah, that's really all I gotta say, man. Number 5 on this list, I got Michel Pereira. How was this dude top 15 at one point? How was this guy in the top 15 at one point? It really just blows my mind. Because this guy would just go in there, bum rush his opponent, throw a flying knee, throw a spinning back fist, start doing some backflips, jump off the cage a couple times, and he would win. 6 times in a row he won. He was a ranked middleweight. And now it just seems like he doesn't do any of that anymore. It seems like he just goes out there kind of scared now, and he just gasses out and loses. He just lost to a Boost in his last fight, and he lost to Fluffy Hernandez before that. He just got completely destroyed by Fluffy, by the way. It just makes you wonder, like, what changed in Michel Pereira? He kind of got stripped of his goofy gooberness, but the reason I still gotta have him high is because his new style is just gassing out in the first round without throwing anything crazy. So you have to have Michel Pereira on this list. If you want to put him a little bit lower, I get it. But if this guy was any better, he'd be like the top 5 TikTok fighter. You know what I mean? Like, if this guy beat Fluffy and he'd be in the top 10 right now, he'd be every TikTok fan's favorite fighter because he just does crazy shit when he gets in there, throwing up just random submissions. And yeah, man, you got to put Michel Pereira in your top 5, all right? Number 4 on this list, I got the guy fighting this Saturday, Reinier de Ridder. It just amazes me on the feet watching him because he looks like he has no idea what he's doing, and it still just works. Granted, he hasn't fought great levels of competition. Bo Nickel isn't that good, you know. Kevin Holland isn't that good on the feet. He just took Kevin Holland down and subbed him. GM3 isn't all that on the feet. But he somehow just makes it work. Because he knocked out Bo Nickel and he dropped GM3 with his striking. In his striking, he literally will have his hands by his hips. Like, look at this picture, bro. Look at this shit. Literally just like throwing all, like, his other hand is nowhere near his face at all. And he just drops the GM3. Like, he just has the goofy style on the feet. Now, on the ground, he's a master technician, you know. He's got crazy submission ability. And he's probably the best submission artist at middleweight besides maybe Brendan Allen or maybe Fluffy, you know. But this guy just has crazy, like, his striking. It is insane how he's in the top 15. And now he's fighting for, I don't know if this is the number one contender fight, but if he wins one more after Whitaker, he's getting that title shot. And honestly, if Dricus loses to Chimaev, if Dricus loses to Chimaev, I think they should do DDP versus Reinier. It has to be done. God bless it. This fight needs to happen. So, in the number 3 spot, I got Jiri Prochazka. What is there to say about Jiri Prochazka that hasn't been said before, all right? This guy, former champion, by the way, literally fights with his hands next to his hips. His hands are just so low in all of his fights. And he uses the secret ninja technique called blocking the punches with your face. He did it against Rakic and it worked. He did it against Jamal Hill and it worked. You know, he was actually a little bit more technical in the Jamal Hill fight. I'll give him some credit. But he did it in the Glover fight and it worked. He did it in the Pereira fights. And he got knocked the fuck out. But here's what I'll say about Jiri, bro, is he just has that fighting spirit. He's got the whole martial arts ghost by his side while he's fighting, bro. Because when Jiri goes out there, it is just complete utter chaos because he's probably the most unorthodox fighter on the list besides the next guy that I'm going to talk about, right? Jiri just goes out there and has his hands by his hips. I said this already, but he just throws crazy shit and he just does it like it looks like he has no idea what he's doing out there, and his head movement is not that good either, but he just goes out there and gets it done. He just marauds his fucking opponents. He walks forward, dominates his opponent just by having his hands down and taking punches to the face and then just hitting him back. He's like, oh, you can hit me, but I'm gonna hit you back way harder. And that's what he does in all of his fights. Pretty sure he's dropped every opponent except for Pereira. He took Pereira down, which is kind of interesting. Ankalaev couldn't take Pereira down, but Jiri and Adesanya can take Pereira down. You know? But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dropped all of his opponents. Dropped Reyes, Rakic, Glover, and he dropped Jamal Hill as well. So, at number 2 on this list, we got Vinicius Oliveira. Bro, I don't know how this guy works, but he does, okay? When we say that Jiri has his hands by his waist, or we say that Johnny Walker has his hands kind of low, that is an understatement compared to this guy. He's like MVP, except he has none of the like straight. He only throws hooks. He only throws looping shots. He doesn't throw straights. He just throws looping hooks and uppercuts, and he'll throw some like he doesn't have a jab. He just goes out there and whoops his opponent just by having his hands by his face. And he has really, really good head movement as well. So people will be throwing at him. He just moves his head out of the way. He doesn't block punches. He just moves his head. And at least to him getting hit a lot, but I just think this guy, Lock Dog, he has a crazy style. Now watch, man. Like, he throws 100% power into every shot he throws. He does not wane. He does not, hold back in his fighting style at all. He just throws the throw. And yeah, man, Vinicius Oliveira, goofy to watch, bro. You're just watching him and you're like, how is this working? Like, just like you're looking at his opponent like, just kick him. Just kick him in the face. He's dipping his head right there. Just kick him. Or you're like, just jab him, bro. But it doesn't work because Vinicius Oliveira has one of the most fun styles in the UFC to watch. And he is super entertaining on the feet. And I'm a big fan of this guy. So, yeah. And at number 1 on this list, absolutely nobody's surprised, we got Dricus du Plessis, right? this is a real image. This is a true image of Dricus du Plessis' fighting style. Why is he in the air? Why is it the first 3 seconds of round 3 he's in the air like that? What the fuck? Like, I don't even know. Like, there's videos of him like taking himself down. There's videos of him just like looping overhands with no setup at all. But the way I describe Dricus is that he is basically a gorilla on a skateboard, where this guy's physicality and he's just such a fucking man, bro. Like, he is a man, and he just goes out there and imposes his physicality on his opponents no matter what, because it's like he is stronger than everybody he fights, and once he grabs a hold of them, he's like, oh, you're bitch made, and he'll just throw them around, and it's like, how are you taking him down from that position, you know? I just think that that unorthodox ability kind of adds to his aura and his mystique, because it's like, you go in there to fight with him, you don't know what he's going to try to do on you, you know? So, yeah, man, that's my top 10 most goofy ass fighters in the UFC list. If you like the video, like, subscribe. If you disagree with me, leave a comment. Tell me who you would put on the list instead. Maybe reorder the list. I get this new list is perfect, but yeah, man, that's the video. If you like it, check it out, the other videos on my channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.